Okay, now I will show you guys how to figure out the alcohol concentration after we pour in the shot. And this is how I will recommend you guys to organize all the information and show your work. First of all, let me draw a glass or a cup like this. This will represent the cocktail that we have at first. And right here, I'm going to label 4% alcohol concentration. Just like when you go out to buy a bottle, they will tell you what's the alcohol concentration, right? So that's what we're doing right here. And next, I'm going to draw that shot glasses. And we know this is the shot of vodka that we are going to take and put inside, right? And the vodka is 35% alcohol. And now we take this pudding here, and let me draw the third cup right here. And the question was, what's the alcohol concentration of the final result? And let me ask you guys this. We know this is 4%, this is 35%. Can we just add the 4 and the 35 together and say this is 39%? No, we cannot do that. Just think about this carefully. Just imagine this right here. Suppose you have two shots of the same vodka. They are both 35%. And we are going to take them and pour it into the bigger cup. So what will we end up with? Well, when we mix the same shots of vodka, here we will still get the same shots of vodka, right? We cannot say 35 plus 35 and we get double strength of 70% of vodka. No, at the end, this is still 35%. All we are doing is we have one shot here, another shot. At the end, we can get two shots, right? 1 plus 1 is equal to 2. That's okay for us to do. But then the alcohol concentration stays the same. 35%, 35%, and at the end, it is still 35%. And now let's move back to the original question. So the idea is this. When we mix the 4% with 35%, right? At the end, we actually don't know what's the alcohol concentration yet. We cannot just add the 4 and 35 together. So let me just put down P right here, and this will represent the percentage of the alcohol for the final drink. And this is what we can do to figure out P. Let's look back to our cocktail. Do we know the amount of cocktail that we're getting? This is 4%, that's the alcohol concentration. And we know it is 8 ounces, right? So right here, let me put down 8. And how about for the vodka? We have 1 ounce, right? And now let's think about this carefully. This is 8 ounces. This is 1 ounce. They are the amount. Can we add these two together? Yes. 8 plus 1. 8 ounce plus 1 ounce. At the end, we know this right here. It must be 9 ounces. And for the amount, we can actually add, okay? Just not the alcohol concentration. And this is what we can do next. As you can see, this is 4%, right? Percentage of alcohol times the amount. That will actually give you the actual amount of the alcohol that you're consuming. So I'm going to first take the 4% and change this to 0.04. That's a decimal because we're about to multiply, right? So be sure you change the percent into a decimal. And right here, this is 35%. Let's change that to 0.35. And P is just P for now. But then the idea is that, and that's the most important formula, we will take the alcohol concentration times the amount. That will give us the actual amount of the alcohol. The rest is just like water, flavor, things like that. So if you line up like this, you can get this equation right, no problem. And you will see the connection between this equation and the other algebra questions. Let me write down 0.04, right? That's the alcohol concentration. And we multiply with 8, so let's put down multiply by 8. And then let's put down this times that. So we have 0.35 times 1. At the end, be sure we do this times that as well. P times 9, let me just write down 9P. And this equation right here represents the actual amount of alcohol that we're consuming. This is how much alcohol we're getting from this drink, and this is the alcohol that we're getting from this drink. At the end, we have to make sure we get 9 times P. This is the alcohol for the final drink. With that being said, we are going to add this up and then make it equal. And as you can see, this is technically a system of equations, right? Especially in my other example, you'll see how we can encounter those mixture equations. If you follow this setup, you have no problem with it. Technically, this is just one equation because look at the second equation, we only have this p to solve, and that will give us the answer, right? So let's just do that. So I have to multiply 0.4 times 8. That will give us 0.32, and 0.35 times 1. That's plus 0.35. And then this is equal to 9 times p. And then we have to add these two together. 0.32 plus 0.35. We will end up with 0.67. And this is equal to 9p. And we can, of course, divide both sides by 9 so that they will cancel. And we can get the p by itself, right? So p will be 0.67 divided by 9. And then we will end up with 0.074444. So let me just write this down as p is approximately 0.074. And you have a lot of 4 after that. But let me just say this is approximation. Well, we need to find the percent, right? Therefore, let me take the decimal point and move it twice to the right. And at the end, I will say we will have p is approximately 7.4%. And as you can see, after we pour in this shot of vodka into the 4% cocktail with 8 ounce amount, right? At the end, this final drink, it's 9 ounce. And the alcohol concentration, this is 7.4%, right? And I think 7.4% will definitely taste much better than 4%. So hopefully you guys all like this question, and you see this is how we can make math practical, right? And be sure to check out my next video because I'm going to show you guys how to be a smart bartender.
That's it.